Welcome to the Embodied Empath Podcast, the space where sensitive, intuitive women learn to regulate their nervous system, heal anxiety, and live with grounded confidence. I'm your host, Valerie Lundgren. Let's begin. All right, let me start with something I want you to hear clearly. If you've been feeling numb, unmotivated, foggy, tired, no matter how much sleep you actually get, or like you're watching your life from behind a window, just know that you're not lazy, you're not broken, and you're not failing at healing. Your nervous system may just be in freeze mode. So welcome back to the Embodied Empath Podcast. I'm your host, Valerie Lundgren, and today we're talking about the survival response that gets misunderstood the most. Because freeze doesn't look like panic. Freeze doesn't look like anxiety. Freeze looks like I can't, I don't care, I don't have the energy, I don't know what I feel, I want to disappear. And if you've ever judged yourself for feeling that way, this episode will change the way you see yourself. So, what is freeze? What does that mean? Freeze is not a weakness, and freeze is not giving up. Freeze is not being too sensitive either. Freeze is your body's way of saying, this is too much. I can't run, so I'm going to conserve energy so I can survive. Freeze is protection through shutdown. It's the nervous system's last resort strategy when it perceives the overwhelm, conflict, chronic pressure, or emotional threat that feels inescapable. Your automatic nervous system has different survival states. So most people understand fight or flight, but freeze is different. Freeze is primarily connected to the dorsal vagal system, a branch of the vagus nerve that supports immobilization when the body senses danger without escape. So think like a possum, how it plays dead. That's the freeze state. That's exactly what it's doing. So the fight flight is high energy, we're running, and freeze is low energy. Fight flight says, I need to move, I'm getting out of here. And your freeze says, I need to shut down. This can also show up for us humans as fatigue, brain fog, numbness, I don't know what I want, procrastination, disassociation, feeling disconnected from your body, scrolling for hours on social media, wanting to sleep all the time, difficulty starting even small tasks, forgetting things easily, or feeling just emotionally flat. And here's something really important. Freeze can happen even when your life looks fine, because the nervous system doesn't respond to facts. It responds to the perceived safety. So women often get stuck in freeze mode more often. And it's because we are more sensitive. And it's because we also live in a chronic stress state without realizing it. Because many women are conditioned to keep going even when they're depleted. We have to stay polite even when uncomfortable. We have to manage everybody else's emotions or be the strong one and hold the mental load of our family friends. We also stay quiet about resentment or override our own needs. So instead of anger becoming a boundary, it becomes internalized. Instead of fear becoming movement, it becomes collapse. Freeze is what happens when you've been in survival too long. And it's especially common in perimenopause, in caregiving seasons, toxic relationships, chronic people-pleasing, grief, long-term burnout, and environments where you don't emotionally feel safe. An empath, it hits you harder. Empaths don't just carry their stress. Empaths carry other people's stress. Your system is constantly reading the tone, the tension, the unspoken emotion, those energy shifts or micro changes in expression. And when you do that for years without boundaries, your nervous system just gets overloaded. Freeze becomes the body's way of saying, I cannot process one more thing. So if you've been feeling shut down, spaced out, or detached, it doesn't mean you don't care. It means you've cared too much for too long. So why does freeze feel like I can't do anything? Well, freeze steals the access to motivation, to clarity, to focus, to your emotional movement or future thinking. Because when your nervous system perceives danger, it shifts resources away from growth and towards survival. So you're trying to plan your life from a survival state. You're trying to get motivated from shutdown. You're trying to think positive from a proactive collapse. It won't work like that. Freeze doesn't need more pressure. Freeze needs more safety. So, we are going to bring ourselves into a beautiful somatic practice where we're going to unthaw the freeze a bit. So again, please do these somatic practices when you have time. We want you to make sure that you're in a safe place, not driving, not doing anything else, but focused on the body fully. So please do this when you are in a safe place to do that. So if you are listening right now and you feel foggy, numb, or shut down, go ahead and try this with me. It's simple, it's subtle, and it tells your nervous system, I'm here, I'm safe enough, I can come back. Okay, so first, I invite you to go ahead and rub your palms together. Not rushed, just enough to create warmth. Right, keep rubbing, rub the palms together, just feel that warmth. And as soon as you start feeling the warmth, I want you to go ahead and place your warm palms on your cheeks or your chest, just whatever feels most comforting. Feel that warmth. Breathe into it. Beautiful. Now I invite you to go ahead and take your arms across your chest. So you're going to put them crisscross across your chest. This is called the butterfly tap. Your hands are resting on opposite shoulders or upper arms, wherever they lie. And begin tapping gently. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Like wings of a butterfly. Soft and rhythmic. Keep tapping while you breathe normally. And say silently to yourself, I am here. This moment is not an emergency. I can return to my body slowly. And keep tapping for about 20 seconds. Now stop and just take a note. What's going on? You can lower your hands. Do you feel 2% more present? 2% more warm? 2% more real? That's thawing. That's the nervous system coming back online. Freeze doesn't end with force. Freeze ends with permission. We can't push our body to do when we're in freeze state. So we have to incorporate gentle, subtle movements and connection. So just know that freeze is not who you are. Freeze is what your body learned to do when it felt like there was no other option. And the only way out is not try harder. The way out is, can I create one moment of safety? One moment of softness, one moment of warmth, one moment of honesty. That's where healing begins. So, if you find yourself in freeze state often, here's what helps. We're going to lower the expectations, take on smaller tasks, do body warmth. You can do the hands on the cheeks like we just did, tea, a bath, a blanket, gentle movement, just kind of swaying, stretching, less stimulation. So lower the noise, reduce screen time, kind of reduce the chaos around you. Safe connection is important. So having a person who doesn't drain you, having this rhythm or routine helps as well. And a big one is compassion instead of shame. Not all at once, just one next step. So if your nervous system has been shutting down, it doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're surviving. And you deserve support that meets you there. If this episode helped you understand yourself with more compassion, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And share this with an empath who feels like she can't function lately. And remember, you can always go to my website, mindfulwellness.me, so you can download your own nervous system reset guide. And you don't need to force your way back to yourself. You can come back gently. I'll see you in the next episode. This episode supported you. Share it with another empath who needs it. And if you're ready for deeper work, somatic coaching, nervous system healing, or my Embodied Reset program, just visit mindfulwellness.me. Your healing is not a solo journey. See you next week.